On this episode of the Layover Live, Facebook steals your data.
Wait, what?
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 22 of the Layover Live, where we bring you the top article from the Layover each week. I'm Jason Swick, VP of Digital Marketing, and I'm joined here by digital media analyst Grant Stoltz. So Grant, thanks for being here.
Yeah, you guys had me back for the third time, so
we got you back.
I'm doing something right.
Yep. Well, you know a lot about Facebook, which has to do a lot with the article that we're featuring this week from Skift, which has to do with Facebook taking on Google and their trip planning ads. By the time this video comes out, this feature will have been out for a few weeks. But what's really cool about trip planning ads is it's a nice way for DMOs to be able to reach people in that kind of initial, consideration phase, right? Absolutely. They haven't figured out where they want to go. So maybe talk about those a little bit, right?
Yeah, so this is kind of a new feature that Facebook has rolled out kind of in response to a lot of the in-market for travel features that Google has had for targeting purposes on the display network and on some other platforms that they have. So this is kind of their stab back at Google, trying to take a little bit of that market share. Essentially what they are using is similar signals to Google to basically find people who are sort of in that trip consideration process. So if you're a DMO advertising on Facebook, you can essentially layer this method of targeting on top of your pre-existing campaigns.
Yeah, and it kind of works in conjunction with some of their additional targeting options.
Exactly.
It's simple that way, and it's using signals like someone liked a travel page or someone visited a certain page related to travel, right? Are those some of the signals?
Exactly, yeah. It's basically looking for, hey, this person's in kind of that consideration phase of travel. Let's display this ad to these people who are most likely to show up in your destination, or at least are in that trip booking or trip planning process.
Yeah, so very relevant for DMOs. Funny enough, they even, showcase a couple of DMOs as some of the examples with NYC and Company, New Orleans CVB. Pretty cool there.
Yeah.
So DMOs are already using it. We're part of some of the early on testing, but something DMOs will definitely want to pay attention to. What I love about Facebook, although Google has many things, they're very different in terms of approaches, right?
Right.
You think about when someone's searching on Google, they're having to put their intent, they're having to type something in to get results back typically, right? When we're talking about Facebook, we're reaching people with interests and behaviors as they're scrolling through their feed. So it's kind of a push versus pull marketing.
Right.
So it kind of serves two purposes. So now, is this kind of similar to dynamic ads for travel, or is it different?
It's a little bit different. It can work in conjunction with it. Essentially, there are dynamic ads for travel. Kind of, again, if you are an OTA or a provider of services across multiple destinations, they can essentially take in that same information, utilizing for remarketing purposes, that if someone is interested in a certain location, you as an OTA or other similar operator can also provide then ads utilizing some dynamic ads with the trip consideration sort of targeting method layered onto that. So no longer you're just targeting people who might be, thinking about a cool vacation 3 years from now. Right. You can kind of target the people who are most likely to actually book a ticket, show up in destination, and actually plan a trip rather than sort of the dreamers as it was.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And again, one of my favorite platforms for DMOs to, run their campaigns on. I think it's also very underutilized for a lot of DMOs because it's so powerful. You can reach travelers not only this way now, which is another, and they even teased, some more stuff even coming out with this in the future, which is pretty cool. But there's a myriad of other ways that DMOs can use some of the targeting in there with hitting frequent travelers or people even that returned from your destination a few weeks ago. So there's many other ways that DMOs can layer this new trip consideration ads in with some of the current targeting that's out there. So pretty cool.
Exactly, yeah. It can sit on top of everything or work in conjunction depending on, where in the traveler's journey you're targeting people.
Yeah,
so something for everyone on Facebook.
Yeah, good point. So something to pay attention to. Please check out this article. It's a really good article. We're going to see more coming with this in the future, which they've already alluded to. But again, another great way for DMOs to really target those visitors or potential visitors rather to your destination when they're in that consideration stage, haven't figured out where they want to go yet. Really powerful for that. So Grant, thanks for coming and sharing for a few minutes. Like each and every week, we're super happy to have you guys join us and share your questions. Please do that down below, as we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have a chance to answer those on the air. Thank you. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.